Welcome back, everyone. Bringing you the losers bracket final here. Go ahead and throw the score up and the mini-map so you can all see what's going on. We'll go ahead and introduce our players, starting over here with the orange UEF commander. It is OSS JWix, throwing down a couple of air factories here. And his teammate, spawning in as the purple Cybran commander, it is OSS Nite, throwing down a few land factories. And together they are Team OSS. And their opponents, spawning in as the red, this time, Aeon commander, it is Osmos, throwing down a couple of quick land factories here. And his teammate, as the teal Aeon commander, it is main Cybran, main Cybran, aka Vanity, with a couple of quick air factories here, and together they are Team Aeon Lovers. Another land factory going down for Osmos there as well. 3 air factories now for JWix, and you'll have to excuse the little bit of lag here. And Nite throwing some expansion up there as well. A little bit ahead of Osmos, I'd say, as far as the eco goes. But pretty darn close in everything else, it looks like. So I have not seen any scouts go down yet. I think Vanity's scout got away scot-free there. JWix's scout will not get away scot-free, but he will see all the things going on here, and he doesn't really need to see in Vanity's base. He's got a pretty good idea of what's going on there. Alright, so Nite and JWix both moving towards the center here, as well as Osmos moving towards the center with his ACU as well. We do see bots, which again, very popular on this map today. No other tech out yet from Team OSS. Although I would not at all be surprised to see adapters coming soon. No P-shields this time, obviously, since JWix is focused entirely on air. Osmos ACU kind of out in the middle here with no support at the moment. He is retreating back towards those bots now. And the big downside for Team OSS is that JWix's planes cannot shoot down. And there's that bot AA that we have come to know and love on this map. Neither side really getting any sort of advantage in this engagement here. Although Osmos is taking an awful lot of shots here. Nite's doing a pretty good job of protecting his bots. This is just pandemonium. Osmos down to about half health now. Nite not too far behind him there. Vanity doing an excellent job of soaking up damage here. He will, looks like, maybe lose all of his air? No, I guess he's going to actually come out on top in the air department, but he doesn't have very many planes left, just these 2 for the moment. And his factories are off, so he's not going to be producing any more. Lots and lots of bots here. Vanity's still tanking a lot of shots here. JWix also tanking a lot. He's down in the red. Nite's down in the red. Everyone's down in the red except for Osmos. This is a very dangerous position for Team OSS. Nite and JWix both go down at exactly the same time, and I think, yeah, they took Vanity with them. Very close game here. Osmos just managed to stay out of that fray, and because he was the only ACU that did not explode, he manages to win it. So that'll put up a point on the board for Aeon Lovers, and that'll take us to Game 2, which is going to be on Etched Desert. We'll be right back with that in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Game number 2 on Etched Desert. This is the loser brackets finals, and we'll dive right in and reintroduce the players here. Spawning in as the red Aeon commander, we have Osmos, who's dropping down a research station and a quick air factory. And his teammate, spawning in as the teal Aeon commander, it is main Cybran, main Cybran main, aka Vanity, dropping down 2 quick air factories himself, and together they are Aeon Lovers, or the Aeon Lovers. And their opponents, starting here with the purple Cybran commander, it is OSS Nite, who's going for a couple of quick air factories of his own. Cybran air for the win. And his teammate, spawning in as the orange UEF commander and dropping down 3 air factories himself, it is OSS JWix. And together they are Team OSS. Alright, so air map here. Currently, Aeon lovers are 1 point up in this best of 3 series. If they can manage to clinch this one, then they will move on to the grand finals and leave OSS with a 3rd place consolation. Meanwhile, OSS has to win 2 in a row here in order to move on. Early scouts coming in, and it looks like Vanity's first scout will go down. Meanwhile, Jaywick's also getting his first scout off. He will probably also lose his first scout, but at least everyone knows what's going on the map now. Air, air, more air, and oh yeah, a little bit more air. And not much else going on for the moment. Jaywick's expanding here, but oh, we do have a transport. Osmos and his transport. We know what's coming next here. It's probably going to be another choke point assault here. Meanwhile, Vanity also sending his ACU up. How far is that set to go? Not too far. He's just building a mass extractor there. Going for this transport could be quite risky, though, seeing as there's an awful lot of planes over here, and Osmos now needs to get out of this transport quickly before it gets shot down and his ACU destroyed with it. But that was a very, very close call. Whew, and Osmos seems to realize it was a very close call because he's laughing about it. Oh my goodness. He is closing in on this radar, though. Vanity doesn't have a whole lot of planes here, is he? Yeah, he's turned off his air factories. And his ACU is throwing down an anti-air tower. But he's probably going to lose all of his planes here regardless. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Nite and Jaywix are backing up a little bit. Meanwhile, Osmos throwing down a land factory over here. Jaywix is right there to meet it. And this distraction, I think, is just what Aeon lovers needed. We do have a point defense going down, and that is... Oh, and he's going to body block. Perfect body block. However, he's not able to shoot that point defense. Bomber's coming in to take care of it. Vanity's still pushing up on the north side of the map there as well. That factory does go down. Osmos not able to body block for long enough. And he's going to have a hard time regaining this position, I think. Jaywix has done an excellent job of heading him off here. And yeah, there's no fighters over here, so... Oh. Well, that must have been a Control K. I think Osmos saw the writing on the wall. Nite had enough planes to take him down before he was able to get any more damage done, really, or to retreat. So, very well done. Very well done by Nite and Jaywix. But now they have Vanity to deal with, and we saw Vanity 2v1 in the last series here, so we know that he is not to be trifled with. I would not at all be surprised to see another TML here. Especially since there are no land factories at all for either of our OSS players. And no, that's a radar installation. I thought for sure that was going to be a TML. Alright, scout going out, which is definitely a good thing. They need to be able to see what's coming here. But there's really nothing building there yet. Oh, did we just see something start? We did. It's an air tower. These bombers are coming in. What are they going to target? Nothing, apparently. Decent bit of AA here, at least enough to fend off a little bit of the OSS Air Force here. Jaywick's still not really expanding, he's just now getting that mass extractor there. MML's coming out, but they're just not going to get a whole lot done as long as Nite has bombers to put them off. And yeah, I think that's the last of Vanity's air. Those air factories are still turned off. So he does have plenty of AA here, and he's getting more ground-based AA. Nite just doesn't really have enough planes to break through this at the moment. So it's a little bit of a stalemate here. I don't know what Jaywick's is up to at the moment, though. He's expanding, but tech-wise, I don't know what he's doing. I would expect to see gunships here pretty soon. And there's the TML. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Fra. We are on a 5-minute delay, so you're not going to hear me say thank you for about 5 minutes, but it is much appreciated nonetheless. Alright, so that TML is going to start hitting stuff. We do see, I'm guessing this is adapters in here. We'll see if we can peek inside. Nope, not quite. I think that's an adapter. Nope, that is just a loyalist. We know that adapters are going to have to be the end goal for Nite here, though, because otherwise that TML is just going to wreck his base. He's already losing core mass extractors. Another land factory does get put down with good positioning to shield some stuff. We've got a second TML now, which is just nasty. This is exactly the same as what he did in the last best of 3 that we saw. And I imagine that Nite and Jaywick's were probably watching that on stream, and probably have some ideas about how to defend against it, because they don't want the same thing to happen to them as happened to Rainboom. Alright, we do have bombers coming out for Jaywick's now, that's excellent. Actually quite a few bombers, and there's a group of them over here on the other side. Vanity has turned back on his air production, so he'll be able to take out these bombers slowly but surely here. Meanwhile, just mobile AA and the TML. Adapters now coming out, and those should do a pretty good job at stopping the TML. We might also see sharpshooters from Jaywick's here, but I would imagine that he's probably going to want to tech in a different direction. Again, I think gunships would be pretty good. Nite does manage to take down that engineer, which is a very nice move. He loses 1 plane for it. Not too bad, all things considered. Jaywick's does have a lot of bombers here. He did put down another air factory at some point that I missed. Lots of engineers over here as well, although the sacrifice capture is always a big danger. Alright, Jaywick's takes out that air tower. He's going to have more or less free reign over here to bomb as he pleases. MML's popping out for Jaywick's. And Vanity's got a pretty safe position here. There's just not a whole lot that OSS can do to dislodge him right at this moment. I think attacking his main base, mass extractors, and yeah, basically going for his eco and stranding him out here is probably the best move for them, as long as they can hold the front. If the front starts crumbling for OSS, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But as long as they've got Vanity on the back foot here, ooh, big bombing run! Holy crap, that was a lot of tanks that died. And yeah, I think without those, Vanity calls GG, and that's going to make the score 1-1, and that's going to take us to Game 3 on QAI. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with that. A very exciting series here, and I can't wait to see how it ends. Alright, welcome back. You know these players already, but we'll go ahead and introduce them again for this Game 3 of our Losers Bracket Final. We'll go ahead and start off here, upper left, why not? We've got OSS Jaywick spawning in once again as the orange UEF commander, throwing down a couple of air factories here on QAI Labs. Rush distance on this map is quite far, so air is always a good idea. And his teammate spawning in as the purple Cybran commander, it is OSS Nite. He's throwing down a research station and a couple of land factories, and together They are Team OSS. And their opponents, moving around here clockwise, why not? Spawning in as the red Aeon commander, we have Osmos. He started off with 3 research stations. My goodness. Quite a risky play. We'll see if it pays off for him. And his teammate spawning in as the teal Aeon commander, it is Vanity, aka main Cybran, main Cybran. And he started off with 1 air factory and his eco, and he's moving towards the center platform here to see what he puts down up there. Meanwhile, oh, and by the way, they are together Aeon lovers, or Aeon enjoyers if you go by the bracket. We do see adapters here, so maybe TML is anticipated. Or maybe they just want to make sure that they own the airs, the airways, if you will. Haven't really seen any indication from Osmos yet as to what he might be dumping all of that tech into. So far, Nite has built nothing but adapters out of these factories. Alright, we do see a land factory queued up for Osmos. It's going to be a second before he's got the mass to build that. We'll see what he ends up building out of it. These 3 research stations make me wonder if he's just going to rush straight to teleport, or if he's just kind of playing a more adaptable, almost Cybran-like style. Nite's adapters are being spread out across both bases in defense. Which, again, I think they expect TML. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we end up getting, but we just haven't seen it yet. Osmo's still giving us very little indication as to what his research is going towards. I mean, Harvog's okay, but you could have done that without the research stations, rushed Harvog's, so what are the research stations for? Teleport can be very powerful on this map, though, because of these cliffs. That make it quite difficult to get into your opponent's base. There's really only the 2 paths inside. Anti-air tower here. Another land factory for Osmos. And we also haven't really seen any other tech out of Team OSS. So far it's just been adapters and wasps. So they'll be pretty safe from any sort of air attack for the moment. But that does not seem to be what the Aeon enthusiasts over here have in store. Jaywick's pushing up with his ACU into the center, and Nite also plopping down a factory in the center there. Very nice placement. More land factories for Osmos as well. And Vanity is continuing to just pump out air from these 2 factories. Expanding his eco a little bit. I missed that research station out of Jaywick's, but that definitely will give him an edge in the air on top of the one that UEF already has. More land factories coming down for Osmos. Nope, he's canceled that one. So yeah, neither team really taking an extremely aggressive stance right now. Both playing very defensive, trying to find that edge. And those 3 research stations are definitely going to be a big edge. To be honest, if Team OSS doesn't capitalize on this temporary weakness, then it's not going to be a weakness for very much longer. Another land factory does finally go down for Osmos. These bots are coming in, and it doesn't look like Jaywick's has anything to defend here. Maybe we'll see mass guns, but I doubt it. Nite's breaking off some bots to go take care of that, but meanwhile, Osmos has another set of bots coming around Jaywick's other side. So it doesn't really take very much. Oh, and there's the teleport. Super fast teleport at 7 minutes here. So yeah, this position in the center is nice, but I don't really see how there's going to be... Ooh, nice detonate there. Took out most of the bots. But yeah, I don't see how they're going to beat this super fast teleport without a lot of damage being taken in the meantime. Because the mobility factor for bots with teleport is just off the chart. I mean, jump jets, sure, but I don't know. Can jump jets versus teleport? I think teleport wins between two equally skilled players. And Nite's harassment force not going to get anything done here. That's going to be cleaned up pretty easily. Meanwhile, Nite is going to clean up this harassment in the back. So far, neither JWix nor Nite has really taken too terribly much damage from this bot harass. The teleport, the early reveal of the teleport might end up... Oh, we do see mass guns for JWix now. Bots have to get up onto the platform before the mass guns can actually hit them. That's a lot of planes for Vanity now. He has expanded to another air factory. Just so many factories, and OSS is in trouble here. They don't really have the mobility to deal with this bot harass with the teleport. And falling behind on air production, now a fourth air factory for Vanity as well. And that's the sixth land factory for Osmos. Nite is only on 5 at the moment. As these teleports continue to come in, Nite is just getting picked apart. I do like JWix's idea of throwing research stations down to use the built-in point defenses as some teleport protection. But what are they going to do about all these bots running around in the bases? I don't really think there's anything that they can do. Osmos is going to run away with this game. And I mean, yeah, the mass guns are going to help, but this is still enough bots to kill 2-3 mass extractors maybe before the mass guns take them down. Especially if he targets the ones that are outlying. Can only hit 1 unit at a time instead of 4 at a time with, the starting 4 mexes here. Big bombing run coming in. Good splits, so it doesn't get too many, just 2 bots there, I think. This little flanking force doing quite a bit of damage over here as well. More factories. My goodness. Nite just doesn't have the production to keep up with this on the land, and since Vanity's got so many air factories, there's no way that JWix can switch away from Wasps. So he's just not going to have any units that can shoot down. And this is just some nasty teleport business here at this point. Osmos hardly even has any army at home. He's just teleporting it all around the map and causing wanton destruction. I think if Team OSS wants to get anything done here, they've got to push now. While Osmos is somewhat out of position. He won't be out of position for long though, because teleports are going to get those tanks back to his main base fairly quickly. So I think really if Team OSS cannot do crippling damage in the next 2 minutes, then this game is pretty much over. Team Aeon Lovers took a really big risk with that 3 research opening, but OSS just, for whatever reason, could not punish it. And yeah, this looks like a final assault here. Pretty all in at this point. We need to be decisive though, and strike well. The ACUs are on separate sides, because if the enemies get their ACUs together, that's going to be even worse for OSS. Fortunately, there are quite a few adapters here, so that's going to help out a lot, both with the air fight and with the ground assault. But we're probably about to see a couple of big teleports here. I mean, unit detonate is still a thing, so Vanity is going to, or Osmos rather, is going to have to be very careful about that. Oh, J-Wix has overcharge and manages to blow up pretty much that entire army. Big bombing run coming in. Can hardly see anything going on over here. Hard to tell who's winning the air fight, but I think it's J-Wix based on score. He is getting the best engagement, but I think that's flares there as well. We're getting an awful lot of lag here with all of the projectiles running around the map. J-Wix has hunker. Nite's down to about half health. And nope, doesn't look like J-Wix's air is getting enough done here, even with the adapter support. Nite's down, and he goes down, yep. Big nuclear explosion there. J-Wix is caught all out on his own. He has no units to defend at this point. Yep, he's just heading in for the walk of death here. Very exciting series here. Right up to the wire. Congratulations on Team OSS for taking 3rd place in the tournament here. Congratulations as well to Team Aeon Lovers, or Aeon Enthusiasts, or Enjoyers, or whatever it is. Team Aeon. You guys will be moving on to the finals. We're going to take a short break here, and then we will be back with that final best of 5 match. Don't go anywhere.
If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.